What's an unfun fact? During WW1, the British intelligence service created a propaganda campaign that said the Germans were boiling their dead to extract fat and produce nitroglycerin to replenish their dwindling supply. This lie was exposed after the war and there was a considerable amount of public outrage. When similar reports came back of the atrocities that the Nazis were committing during WW2, most people dismissed them because of the "boy who cried wolf" situation 20 years earlier and really damaged the public opinion of the war, which no one wanted to repeat in the first place. In 2014, the CDC once found a smallpox sample that they had lost and didn't even know it. It was just laying around in some random storeroom. https://www.npr.org 2014 07 08 329,884,145. In a lab storeroom, an unsettling surprise: lost vials of smallpox. Around 1.5 million people die from TB annually, which is a disease consistently treatable by antibiotics in almost all cases. When your skin becomes red from spending too much time under the sunlight, it's basically because your skin cells are committing suicide to avoid becoming cancerous. Edit. Source: https://www.google.com amp/s www.livescience.com amp 38039. What causes sunburns? HTML. The process is called apoptosis, and when cells whose DNA gets messed up by UV radiation doesn't commit suicide, that's when it starts growing out of control and thus becomes skin cancer. I'm no expert, but many medical students and professionals I know have told me this is how it works. Perhaps in an oversimplified manner. Brush-tail possums are coprophagic. Eat their own crap. They need their food to go through their digestive system twice to get all the nutrients. They're nocturnal, so spend the night eating eucalyptus and other plant leaves and flowers. During the day, they curl up into a little ball with their mouths close to their bums, and eat the soft poo as it comes out in. Then while they're out at night, they poo out hard, long pellets of poo, having absorbed all the nutrients. Depends on what you find as fun, but King Henry VIII exploded in his coffin while the grave was being dug. The mess was cleared up by stray dogs. Only 1 in every 1,000 sea turtles born ever make it to adulthood. Dead people can get goosebumps. Can we get a subreddit for these? I'd like to get depressing facts on the regular. Thanks. Scallops have eyes, around 200 under the shelly lip. There is a penguin species with sex practices that were so disturbing that the person studying it almost didn't publish his findings. It involved a lot of necrophilia and pedophilia. There's a planet where it rains molten glass. Horizontally, at 5,400 miles per hour or 8,700 kilometers per hour. The first responder to die in 911 was killed by someone jumping out of the building and landing on them. The youngest person to ever give birth was a Peruvian girl, Lina Medina, a Quechua Indian who gave birth to a child in 1939 at age 5. She had precocious puberty and had her first period at age 8 months. She may have been RD at a debauched indigenous religious festival where people often brought small children and were known to occur. The man her was never found, and she was silent about how she got pregnant. The delivery was by caesarean as vaginal delivery was deemed impossible. Her son was told that he was her little brother, and she also treated him in this manner. Obviously, she was an incompetent parent, preferring to play with dolls rather than tend to the baby. But that's to be expected. The case is well documented in medical journals, including photos of her pregnant body. It is also in the Guinness Book. She later married, had another son, went to work for the physician who delivered her, and lived a quite normal life. The son was healthy but died young at age 40. She and her family both refused all requests to speak of the case, including offers of significant sums of money. As of 2008, she was still alive at age 75 and living in a slum in Lima, Peru. If she is still alive, she would be 87 years old. A human tooth has 36 calories. Male cats have spines on their penises that rake the walls of a female's vagina to trigger ovulation and to hold the female in place while mating. When a male bee drone ejaculates, its testicles explode and the drone dies. It is literally a one-shot wonder. People who handle cockroaches develop allergies to them. This usually prevents them from drinking pre-ground coffee because of the cockroaches that get grounded in with the large batches. Sea otters kill baby seals. Not always in that order. That brain-eating amoebas exist at all, and is also pretty commonly found in freshwater ponds and lakes. Apparently only 4 people have survived getting it in the last 50 years. Whales don't die of old age. Eventually they just don't have the strength to resurface and slowly drown. The singer of the Peanut Butter Jelly Time song died in an 11-hour-long police shootout in Las Vegas. All while his brother-in-law Snoop Dogg was trying desperately to calm him down. Bacteria usually outnumbers your own cells on your own body. How dare they? Squirrels will eat baby birds and horses will eat baby chicks if given the chance. Deep-sea octopus babies take 5+ years to hatch, while mama octopus never leaves the nest to feed and dies when the babies hatch. She doesn't eat for 5+ years. Edit. Oh my, this really blew up. Many of you pointed out the source already, it is from Radiolab. Octomom episode. I highly recommend. Tapeworms can grow up to 32 feet inside of you and they eat half of what you eat. There are only 2 states in the US that have outlawed child marriage. One of them only just put it into law a few weeks ago. 23 states don't even have an age limit on marriage. Dolphins in captivity usually commit suicide by suffocating themselves. Famous example, Flipper. Scuba divers can experience a sudden change in pressure when swimming near pipes and will get sucked inside. Doesn't matter the size of the hole. It's called delta P. Worst part, someone else usually has to go inside the pipe to remove the body. Every unborn baby grows a mustache in the womb, which then spreads to cover the entire body. The baby then eats the entire hair called lanugo, and excretes it after birth with their first bowel movement, which is a substance called meconium. An octopus will literally rip its own penis off and throw it at a female and the female fricks herself with said penis. Who said romance is dead? When preparing a body for an open casket, the mortician will sew the person's jaw shut, to keep their mouth from flopping open, and place special contact lenses on the eyes lined with hooks, both to keep the eyelid from snapping open due to shrinking tissues, and to give the eye a bit more natural bulge, as the eye tends to sink into the socket after death. A coronal mass ejection (CME) is a powerful burst of energy from the sun, disrupting electronics and causing blackouts. The last time one hit Earth, it ignited telegraphs on fire. We are due for one every 150 years. The last one hit in 1859. These solar storms are a release of plasma and accompanying magnetic field from the solar corona. Wait a minute. Edit. I'm told we're due to be hit by one every 150 years. They happen quite frequently, and miss Earth all the time. You may have heard that South Koreans have a superstition called fan death, where if you keep a fan on too long it will kill you. The history of its origins is much darker. When people committed suicide and the coroner had to determine cause of death, they would say it was death by fan. This is to save the face of the family and not cause them shame. It eventually became a superstition and one that Westerners find funny. As dead bodies decay, they burp or release gases. For this reason, caskets and mausoleums need to be ventilated so that the gas can escape. The Zodiac Killer could have been caught numerous times if not for San Francisco police dispatch incompetence. Female ducks GETRD so frequently that they have a second decoy vagina that they can offer to intruders so they don't get pregnant by the duck they don't want to get pregnant by. Edit. Holy crap, this blew up. Thank God it was about duck pussies. Wouldn't have wanted to waste it on something stupid. There could be some planets swimming in the deep space without suns and even without galaxies. And you can't even see stars from their surface. Absolute darkness. There are a lot of bug parts that we eat in our food without knowing. There's a species of river dolphin and there are less than 10 in the world. Everyone loves river dolphins. Anyone can have a brain aneurysm at any age, no matter your health situation. When the gas chambers were first assembled and experimented with at the Auschwitz concentration camp, the SS soldiers that oversaw the process found that the people inside would start screaming as soon as the gas agent was dropped in. The screaming was so loud that it could be heard through the thick walls of the building. And the victims would continue screaming over the course of 20 minutes until it gradually faded to nothing. The screaming disturbed the soldiers, believe it or not, so they tried to think of a way to drown out the noise so they didn't have to hear it. Their idea was to get 2 motorcycles and rev the engines as loudly as they could at the same time during those 20 minutes. It didn't work. There is a whale called 52 Blue that only sings at that frequency, meaning it can't communicate with other whales. It is nicknamed the loneliest whale on the planet. Anne Frank's diary had details of masturbation in it, yet it was taken out by her father before publishing until recently. Cockroaches stab their mates with their barbed insect dongs and come in the lady cockroach wound. A single female tiger killed 436 people in India. She is known as the Champawat tiger. Wikipedia. Penguins practice prostitution. They trade shiny rocks for sexual favors. The most common last words that are said before dying is typically, "Something doesn't feel right," or "Something is wrong, of course," followed by a severe heart attack, stroke, whatever, Mr. Stark, I don't feel so good. Marlin in Finding Nemo should really turn into a woman and Nemo becomes the husband. That's what happens when the female dies. There's about 500 languages which have died out or are being less and less used with each passing day. You have a higher chance of dying on the way to get a lottery ticket than actually winning. Piper Perry, the girl on the couch with 5 black guys behind her meme, came home from a shoot one night to find that her boyfriend had shaken her toddler to death. One day the last person who knows your name will die and you will be forgotten. You could still be alive when this happens. Most animals will kill you before eating you. Bears just start eating you. The cat on the cover of Unfun, Jawbreaker's 1990 debut album, was named after Sammy Davis, Jr. After experiencing the symptoms of rabies, there is no going back. You are dying 100%. On average 12 children are sexually assaulted every 45 seconds. Edit. This blew up overnight. First comment to get over 1K upvotes. For advice, some of my friends and family work in the police and child protection services. This is the number they told me. You might still be it from an unfinished game of tag. Your nipples are older than your teeth.